This is my Insta360 One R 1-inch Leica build, and this is the INKEE Falcon 3-axis gimbal stabilizers designed specific for action cameras like the Insta360 One R, GoPro HERO 9, and some other brands. You know, action camera like the Insta360 and GoPro HERO 9 already have excellent in-camera stabilizations, which Insta360 One R is famous for its flow state stabilization, while GoPro HERO 9 is also famous for the hyper-smooth 3.0. Why do we need the 3-axis gimbal stabilizers? Action camera performs the in-camera stabilization by cropping. You will lose some resolution, and it also has a narrower field of view. But by cropping of the image sensor, not only you will lose some resolution, but also you will end up with a narrower field of view. Number 2, with the digitalized stabilization, that will generate a motion blur, especially in low light. To get rid of the motion blur effect, you will need a very fast shutter speed, like 1/100 second. By that means you have to increase the ISO and you end up with a very low video quality. Or you have to use the mechanic 3-axis gimbal stabilizers to isolate all the movement of your pitch and roll. For action camera like the One R, it has a 1-inch sensor that is relatively large in action camera series. And I think the Insta360 One R together with the INKEE Falcon 3-axis gimbal stabilizers is a killer combo to shot amazing quality in low light. You know, after this greatest firmware upgrade, the One R 1-inch Leica build improve its color science, the video quality, and also add extra bonus features. Coming next, not only I will share with you the step-by-step tutorials on INKEE Falcon stabilizers, but also I want to share with you some real-world footage and some very simplified workflow. This is INKEE Falcon 3-axis gimbal action camera package. Looks pretty beautiful. On the side, you can see some of the excellent features and also some production content inside this package. This is what's inside the package: a user manual, the main body of the 3-axis gimbal stabilizer, a plastic tripod, a Type-C charging port, and some wrench. Let's take a look at about the main body of the 3-axis gimbal stabilizers. It comes with a mini tripod. You can put it on the side of the gimbal stabilizer, considering it has a 1/4-inch thread. When it is powering off, the double tap on the power on button, you can see the remaining battery life. As you can see, it's 100% because I just got it fully charged. Up and down, left and right, up and down, left and right. On the side, it's a remote controller design specific for the GoPro camera series. The photo, video, and time-lapse. On the back, there is a button for the zoom. Triple tap the button, you can switch in between the selfie. On the other side, you can see a Type-C charging port. On the bottom is a accordion thread. We can mount a mini tripod like this, and you can also put it on the table. In the inner axis, there is a GoPro style mount. You can mount your Insta360 One R or the GoPro action camera. Okay, here I'd like to share with you how to mount your Insta360 1-inch Leica build on the top of this gimbal stabilizer. Manually align this GoPro mount adapter and your 1-inch Leica build, and use a screw in the package. You can also use the screw right in the package if you want to tighten it further and make it smaller. This is how it should be installed with the INKEE Falcon gimbal stabilizers. And you turn on the gimbal stabilizers by long press the power button until all the LED indication light turns on. And this is how it looks like when it fully turns on. And now you can adjust angles. Okay, now let's take a look at the 3-axis of the INKEE Falcon stabilizers. So on the outside, this is the panning axis. This one is the rolling axis like this. And this is tilting, the tilting axis. You see that, tilting. And pan, roll, and tilt. So next up, let's talk about the working mode. Altogether, it has 5 working modes. So long press power button, turn it on. So by default, it will enter in. So when you power on by default, it will follow in the panning angle. You see that. Press the mode button again. It not only will follow in the panning, but also will follow in the tilting. You can see that. Tap it again to enter in the FPV mode. it will following the panning, rolling, and tilting at the same time. Just like the FPV. Tap it again, go back to the panning follow angle. This time, the tilting angle will be locked. Camera like this one, the double tap. Did you see that? It will enter in the vertical mode. Double tap again, you are now in the flashlight mode. In flashlight mode, you can actually control the rolling axis like this one. So you can capture some beautiful effects like Inception. Double tap again, go back to vertical mode, double tap, flashlight, single tap, go back to horizon mode. The INKEE Falcon 360 Gimbal also has a nicely designed app on Android and iOS device. Here I can see the Falcon, INKEE Falcon, and now it's not connected. Now we can see it is now connected. After a little while, you can see in the Bluetooth device list, it is now connected with the INKEE Falcon device. And click on OK. Here are some basic settings. This is the Bluetooth name of this Falcon. It's limited to 18 characters. Within the app, you can also update firmware. As you can see, this is a 16.5 firmware and working mode. There are altogether 6 working mode actually. It's the panning follow, the FPV is following the pan, tilt, and roll. HL is following the panning and tilting. The GL and flow FL is, you can go to this like Inception mode. And in vertical, you can take the shot with 16:9. Okay, and you can also set the motors. It is the sensitive, medium, the sensitivity of the 3 motors of the 3-axis gimbal. That is slow, medium, and fast. I tend to use medium because I want to relatively appropriate the sensitivity for the motors. And you can also set a joystick speed. This one, the joystick. And I tend to use slow because I want a smoother cinematic feeling of my footage. Here you can see also change the directions of the joystick. You can use go to positive and negative, and you can also calibrate the gimbal stabilizers. You can use, there are 3 correction calibration mode. It's stationary, horizon, and advanced, like this. And last but not least, at the end of the app, you can update firmware and always keep up with date to get the best compatibility and also get the latest feature. Another interesting fact about INKEE Falcon 3-axis gimbal is that it has built-in GoPro series remote controller right on the side of the handle. It has photo mode, video mode, and time-lapse shooting mode. We need to open the GoPro HERO 9. Here I have my GoPro HERO 9 in my hand and long press the mode button to turn it on. There are some precautions we won't get connected with GoPro HERO 9. Is that we double check whether you have upgraded to the latest firmware of the GoPro HERO 9, which is a firmware, here you can see that 1.60. Firmware 1.60 was released by GoPro back in the June 22, 2021. And you have to upgrade before you want to enjoy the shooting because the firmware 1.60 has the best compatibility with remote controller. Once you have upgraded to the latest firmware, just go back to connection and scroll it down to reset connection and click on reset. And the GoPro HERO camera got automatically reset and turn on once again. Once your GoPro HERO 9 has just finished the reboot sequence, scroll down, scroll to the right, go to connection, and go to connect device, choose the first quick app, which used to be GoPro app. Quickly tap the record button 8 times. Now let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. As you can see, the indication light is blinking and the connection got successful. That is to say, now your INKEE Falcon stabilizer has been successfully connected with your GoPro HERO 9. There is a very interesting detail about the remote controller is that the photo mode and time-lapse mode is a round shape while the record button is a rectangle. So it has a nice feeling. Even you can feel it with your thumb, and you will find this photo mode, video mode, and time-lapse. Now let's try entering the photo mode. Now you can see it automatically go to the photo mode and capture a photo for us. And now you can see now we are in the photo mode. Tap the video recording button. It will automatically switch back to video and start recording with your current preset. And go to and tap it again, you can stop recording. And now we are in the video mode. Click on time lapse. It will automatically go to the time lapse and start recording immediately. And that's it. And that is how easy you can do with the GoPro HERO 9 together with the INKEE Falcon 3-axis gimbal. And I do hope with the firmware upgrade, the INKEE Falcon will also support Insta360 One R in the future. Coming next, I'm gonna take these stabilizers outside at night to share with you some of the low light footage I've captured with the camera. You can see now I'm vlogging with the Insta360 One R 1-inch Leica build and the INKEE Falcon 3-axis gimbal stabilizer. As you can see, it's really dark at night, and I was walking down the street, just passing by a convenience store, try to test the low light quality of the One R, and what if we can totally get rid of the motion blur with the help of the mechanic motion stabilizer. So okay, now I'm trying to run it with the 3-axis gimbal stabilizer. I'm trying to block myself. This time try to shoot some Inception motion effect. I rotate while I'm walking down the street with INKEE Falcon. Now I'm vlogging with the GoPro HERO 9 Black at 5K 25 FPS together with Falcon, INKEE Falcon 3-axis gimbal. As you can see, it's quite dark, and I was in Plaza together with my GoPro HERO 9, walking down the street, trying to shoot some daily vlog for you guys, and to also try to test the ultimate quality. What on earth the quality what I can get with INKEE Falcon and GoPro HERO 9 at 5K resolution. I think the result is pretty good, and considering the GoPro HERO 9 also has excellent audio quality onboard microphone, so actually judging from the front-facing screen, I'm pretty satisfied with the result I have. Here I do have some tips and tricks for you guys to make the most of the INKEE Falcon and the GoPro HERO 9. To turn off the hypersmooth, use onboard mic, choose the maximum resolution 5K so I can crop in post to get more resolution, and set the upper limit of the ISO at 400 and choose the color as flat so we bring back more detail in the dark and more detail in the highlights. And use the front facing screen. The GoPro HERO 9 is an excellent low light vlogging camera in your hand once you combine the camera with INKEE Falcon 3-axis mechanic gimbal. And don't forget, the GoPro HERO 9 also has linear perspective even in the 5K at 25 fps. That will give you the best vlog POV shot. Now I'm leaving this place to get my bicycle and ride it home. And considering the low light effects with the INKEE Falcon, I can eliminate all the possible motion blur at low light. So this mechanic 3-axis gimbal is a must-have accessory if you want to make the most of your action camera and capture amazing quality in low light. I still have made a side-by-side comparison in between the Insta360 One R and the GoPro HERO 9. I think the HERO 9 Black tend to be more practical. It has a better compatibility with the INKEE Falcon, considering the INKEE Falcon also has inbuilt onboard remote control for the GoPro camera series. And so anyway, the both great cameras, and with INKEE Falcon, all of them to capture amazing quality without motion blur. So how do you like the footage captured by the Insta360 One R, the GoPro HERO 9 together with INKEE Falcon 3-axis gimbal? Leave in the comments and let me know. Because you can shot in low light and turn off the in-camera stabilization, actually the workflow has never been so simple. With the INKEE Falcon 3-axis gimbal, you don't have to use Insta360 Studio for the 1-inch Leica build, as you can find that just copy and paste MP4 file because the footage has already been stabilized, and directly open the Pro Video. As you can see, it will be stabilized. Did you see that? So without any color grading, the footage is already stabilized. With GoPro HERO camera, you just turn off the hyper smooth to get rid of all the motion blur. That is to say, with INKEE Falcon 3-axis gimbal, your workflow has never been so simple. Here I do have some bonus tips and tricks or some frequent asked questions on this INKEE Falcon 3-axis gimbal stabilizers. So number one is that compatible with the Insta360 One R boosted battery base? The answer is yes, and it works pretty well. You should notice that the boosted battery base does add a little bit more extra weight of the camera body, so it would tend to make the Falcon stabilizers a little bit unbalanced before power on. But considering the motors of the 3-axis are strong enough to hold it up, so it doesn't matter. And you can see when I rotate the camera with the boosted battery base, there is no current sound. That is works perfect for your everyday vlog. Question number 2. Is the INKEE Falcon stabilizers compatible with the mic adapter of the Insta360 One R? The answer is yes, but you do need some precautions when you want to use a mic adapter. Here you can see with the 1-inch Leica build, I have to put the screen and the lenses on the same side. So in this orientation, here you can see the USB Type-C port is open, and you can put the mic adapter inside this one. And only in this case, you can use the mic adapter, or the mic adapter can't be blocked by this motor. Question number 3 is whether the U-Lensy metal cage designed for the One R is still compatible with the INKEE Falcon gimbal stabilizers. I don't think so, because the metal cage tend to be quite heavy for the motors of the INKEE Falcon. And even if it does fit on your side, but I don't recommend to put too much weight on every one of the motor, because not only will drain a lot of battery life, but also it will do harm. So I highly recommend you use your default plastic metal cage, or you directly use a boosted battery base. Next question is whether the INKEE Falcon gimbal stabilizers is compatible with GoPro HERO 9 with a medium mount. The answer is no, because you can see, although you can adjust the mounting length of the inner axis, but as you can see, you have to mount your GoPro HERO 9 together with the medium mount like this one. The microphone tends to be on the right side, and you can see it's way too wide. It's too wide. It just cannot fit inside this inner axis. So just like Insta360 One R, you can mount the GoPro HERO 9 invertedly like this one, but the result, you can see, it will capture the axis, the motor in the frame. So it is not practical. So that is to say, with the GoPro HERO 9 with INKEE Falcon, you just cannot use external microphone unless you sync in post with some external sound recorder on your package. Okay, to wrap up, considering the action camera, most of the action cameras applies the digitalized stabilization in the camera, so they will lose quality, or by cropping, you have a less field of view. So by utilizing the 3-axis gimbal stabilizers like the INKEE Falcon, your action camera will be mechanic stabilized so that you can get amazing quality, especially to capture in low light. And for the INKEE Falcon 3-axis gimbal stabilizers, I have already taken you through the in-depth step-by-step tutorial to introduce you some of the greatest features that's been packed in this tiny little gimbal that has been packed inside this tiny little gimbal stabilizers. And next up, I'll take out my One R GoPro HERO 9, the gimbal stabilizers outside to share with you some real-world footage, especially in low light, to share with you the amazing quality captured with your action camera. If your camera is mechanic stabilized, the quality is just stunning. I hope you can learn something from this video and improve your quality to the next level. So talk to you soon. Until next time, bye.